Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for the Deluxe Tyranno Hammer from Gozyuger. Now this is an interesting thing. Just like the Changer is a hybrid with the mecha, this year they have a hybrid where these are the Ranger's individual weapons as well as their effectively individual mecha that will transform into armor to be placed on the Tegasword. So a really interesting approach. Just take a quick look at the box. Overall really neat, just like the main box for the Changer. For somebody that, you know, keeps these boxes around, have them in your room or whatever, it looks overall pretty neat. But now for the main event. So I really do like the design for this. I wish there was a way the legs would separate, because obviously it's meant to be a hammer, like this is meant to be the handle, but I wish that there was a little bit more where somehow the legs could separate and you could have it stand and, well, you know, stand up. The thing is I really love this idea. Even though it's kind of weird that we're doing this almost budget thing for the 50th where we're combining everything, I do like the innovation of that, and I would love to see that in the future, the idea of the weapon and the Zord, but I wish there was a little bit more design put into it where maybe there was an actual transformation. I know this isn't exactly what this is, but when I was reviewing Shinkano, I couldn't help but think about how well designed that was, where all three modes, Megazord, individual Zords, symbols, were seamlessly done. And I would love these concepts to be done with that level of craftsmanship, where you could have a weapon and then transform it into an individual animal and then transform it into the armor. It would be a true triple changer, because as is now, like the weapon and the Zord are the same thing. Like literally you just hold it. And honestly, I forgot it was a hammer because its little gimmick here is you press his little legs and it does a chompy chomp thing. And I thought it was meant to be a blaster. I forgot another one is a blaster. I think it's blue. And I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. I guess it's just a T-Rex you're shooting. But yeah, like I like the idea, but I just wish there was more of a transformation to it. But I do like the general design of it. I like the uniqueness of the yellow T-Rex. I think the yellow really pops. I think like this just looks good. The gray plastic is rather cheap like usual, but like the see-through yellow here and this yellow paint looks good. And you can see sort of echoes of the designs of Ryusoulger and Abaranger in my opinion. Probably intentional because of the anniversary, like mostly reminding me of Ryusoulger just with the proportions and everything. I'm seeing the echoes of Abaranger in particular too. But yeah, transforming it's really simple. You just separate it into effectively three pieces. Separate this piece, open this up, and you're going to want to pull these little panels out, and then we're going to bring in the Tegasword for transformation and noises. Alright, so here's his individual ring. I feel like I have a harder time seeing the T-Rex design. Like I can tell, but I just can't see the features as well as Red's, but it's still pretty neat. And it does come with an extender, so if you have larger fingers, just like with the Morpher, but as noted, you have to have this one on in order to get the sounds. So to add this on, it's super easy. All you do is take off Tegasword's arms, and you're going to place some storage here on the back, kind of on the opposite ends, crisscrossing, because it kind of hides it better right here. There we go. And then he basically just gets two brand new T-Rex arms. Put this plate on, that's what these are for. When I first got this, I didn't know that you folded these up, and I'm like, well, guess I'll just trust the system. And I kept trying to put that on there, and it wouldn't go. And I'm like, oh, fold these up. Yet again, I'm the dumbest boy in school. Also, if you want to lean the arms forward a little bit, it'll have these pop up. Like in the photos on the box, it has these popping up. And when I got that on there, I'm like, how are they doing that? I'm like, oh yeah, lean the arms forward. Looks a little bit better that way. And I always like to put the helmet on last, just because I'm a little bit of a nerd. So open that up, and we're going to get the sounds here. And then the attack sound. So I have to say, I really like this. I picked this one up to start because it's my personal favorite of the designs for the individual armors, at least in terms of the toys. I really like all of them, but in terms of the ways the toys looked, because all of them do have that much more classic Sentai blocky feel in comparison to how kind of more like svelte they are in the show. I don't know why I just used that word, but you know what I mean. But this elevates the mecha so much. I was really excited by the Tegasword. You know, I was very disappointed that the Changer didn't have the individual sounds for the Sentai rings, but I still enjoyed the Changer. But then when I got to the mecha, I'll admit, outside of the cool gimmick, I was a little bit disappointed with how cheap it looked, but this really elevates it. It's not like it's night and day, like, yes, this is top 10 Sentai mecha now, but it definitely feels more like the Sentai mecha has arrived, and it really also shows how fun the gimmick can be. As I talked about in my Tegasword review, I think it's going to be a really fun line for kids with all the playability with the music, the interactivity, the rings, the different armors, and I really think this is neat. This makes it look so much cooler, so much more impressive, so much more of an impressive display piece. So if you have Tegasword, I definitely recommend picking up at least one of these because it'll elevate your experience with the mecha and make it feel more like a full Sentai mecha. Anyways, guys, that's about it for this one. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell to get notifications for all my videos. Dawson Rider, signing out.